Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we saw Piccolo spend 5 years with his late father, Demon King Piccolo, on King Kai's planet Another World. During the 5 years, the two got immensely stronger, as well as being taught instant transmission and metamor infusion. However, King Kai also had some knowledge beyond that, like what they really were.
You're not demons. You're actually something called Namekians.
What? So you mean to tell me my entire life has been a lie? However, when they were going to leave King Kai's planet and return to Earth, they soon realized that Piccolo Sr. was still dead, meaning he could not go with his son.
Well, I mean, you could always, fuse.
Metamor infusion only lasts half an hour. What are you talking about, King Kai? And so, thanks to King Kai teaching them how to do so, the two Namekians merged and became one scaringly stronger Namekian warrior. After this, Piccolo thanked King Kai and zoomed across Snake Way. Back on Earth, Baba made her way to Goku's house in the mountains to collect him. But just as they were leaving, Piccolo arrived. How will the showdown with this mysterious invader go? Find out now. What if Baba warned Goku? Part 3!
Look at me, Goku. Just read my power. You're nothing compared to me now. I can do this myself.
No, I have been training for the last 5 years, and I'm damned if I did it all for nothing.
Piccolo used instant transmission to teleport behind Goku and knocked him out with one punch to the back of the head. Baba, blown away at what just happened, is speechless.
Don't worry, Baba. He isn't dead, merely unconscious. Now, let's get going. Take me to this guy.
Piccolo left with Baba to go and meet up with Raditz, but in Goku's house, Chi-Chi and Gohan ran over towards Goku to make sure that he was alright. And when they realized that he wasn't dead, but in fact unconscious, they put him in his and Chi-Chi's bed to rest, until he eventually wakes up. Anyways, when they arrive at the fields where Raditz is expected, they meet a fairly small but wide farmer. The farmer, alarmed by seeing a tall green man with elf ears, would resort to getting his gun and shooting Piccolo, but Piccolo catches the bullet with his teeth and spits it back at him, like what Raditz does in canon. Because the farmer is immensely weaker than Piccolo, this bullet kills him. Baba was about to scold Piccolo as she would do if Goku did this, but as she raises her hand, she's met by a stern look and she lowers her hand in fear. This new Piccolo, he looked merciless. This was so strange. Piccolo, he was just staring at the sky, awaiting his opponent. He was so focused. 5 minutes later, the ground began to shake, and then, up in the sky, a fiery ball could be seen zooming towards the planet. Piccolo grabbed Baba and took a huge leap backwards. When the pod landed, Piccolo confidently flew over towards the pod at incredible speed, and he tore the door off the craft.
Who are you, and why are you here?
My name is Raditz, and to your second question, that's none of your concern.
Piccolo, pissed off that this hedgehog dared talk down to him, grabbed Raditz by the throat and threw him out of his pod as if he were a toy. Raditz would begin to beg for mercy, but Piccolo isn't having it, and punches a hole in his chest.
You fool! You may think you have won this battle, but my friends currently on another planet will come down to this mud hut of a world and without a doubt kill all of you!
But before Raditz dies, he would scan Piccolo's power, and before it explodes, it reaches a whopping 3 million, only half his power. What Raditz just saw on a scouter was also seen by Vegeta and Nappa on planet Arlia.
3 million? That can't be right. Either his scout is as stupid as he was, but if those numbers are correct, we're fucked.
Do you think we can take him on, Vegeta?
Are you brain dead? Of course we can't.
Then what do we? It's Frieza!
Good afternoon, Lord Frieza.
How do you two think we should tackle this Namekian threat?
We gather all our forces and attack as one?
No, you idiots, and risk everyone getting killed? Vegeta, what about you?
I suggest that the strongest in our forces, that being yourself, me, Nappa, Kui, Zarbon, Dodoria, and the Ginyu Force, all go down to Earth. Ginyu could even do a body swap. He wouldn't stand a chance.
I agree, it's quite an interesting plan, Vegeta, but I'd like you both of you to go down there yourselves. I couldn't possibly risk the lives of my top men, so I think it would be fitting if I test monkeys such as yourselves go and record some more data on him. That would be my order. Cheerio, monkeys!
The prince, in a fit of rage, rips off his scouter and throws it to the ground, destroying it, and then orders Nappa to do the same. How dare that pest Frieza call him a test monkey? He's the prince of the Saiyans, a proud warrior race. Well, at least they were until the meteor hit. That's it. Vegeta and Nappa have had enough. They're leaving the Frieza Force for good, but they still end up going to Earth. If this Namekian was able to kill Raditz with one punch, he must be something special. The two Saiyans get into their pods and they set their coordinates for planet Earth, or as they would call it, E-Earth. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Piccolo and Baba part ways. Baba goes back to her palace, and Piccolo teleports back to Goku's house to tell him how the fight went.
You took him out with just one punch?
Indeed, I guess I overtrained a little. Anyways, I came here to ask if you're up to do the same training I did, not for 5 years obviously, but maybe for 2.
That's awesome! Actually, we can just make it 1. I don't want to be away from the family too long.
Ugh, fine, I couldn't care less. Now, take my hand.
Goku held on to Piccolo's hand, and they were off. And they arrived on King Kai's planet. King Kai would of course be angry with Piccolo at first for coming back with some stranger, but after Piccolo basically threatened him, King Kai would let them stay and train. During this year, King Kai would teach Goku 2 techniques, and what Goku is taught is up to you. Yes, you. Tell me down below which 2 of the following techniques King Kai should teach Goku. Either Kaioken, the Spirit Bomb because he is pure of heart, Metamorph Fusion, or finally, Instant Transmission. The comment with the most likes wins, and the winner will get a shout out in part 4. And as for Piccolo, he would do the odd bit of sparring with Goku when he isn't training with King Kai, but when Goku's with King Kai, Piccolo would mostly just meditate. Back on Earth, during this 1 year, it would be very peaceful. Chi-Chi would be tutoring Gohan, but also taking him to Kame House to be trained by Master Roshi and Krillin. Because Goku has been training Gohan, she wants him to continue with his training, but also do good at school. During their sessions, Roshi would focus on teaching the young boy the Kamehameha, and Krillin would teach him the Solar Flare. As well as this, the Z Fighters, that being Krillin, when he isn't training with Gohan, Yamcha, Tien and Chatsu would be keeping up with their training. Tien and Chatsu would do the odd bit of training in their spare time. Krillin and Roshi would spar very often, and when Gohan's there, they would tell him to watch and take notes. And when Yamcha isn't playing baseball, he would go either to Kame House or to where Tien and Chatsu are, depending on how he's feeling that day. But, at the end of the year, a huge explosion is heard, seen and felt in West City. It was none other than the Saiyans. On King Kai's planet, King Kai tells Piccolo and Goku that there are 2 strange aliens on the planet, wearing similar clothing to that of the invader from last year. Piccolo, pissed off that there are more of these pests, would go teleport back to Earth with Goku. But, before we go any further, let's discuss the power levels. So, Piccolo before training with King Kai for a second time was at 6 million. But after the year with Goku, I'm going to put him at 6.5 million, as their training wasn't that intense. But as for Goku, I'm going to say that after the 5 years of training on Earth with the Z Fighters, he would go from his canon power level of 368 to around 100,000. And after the year on King Kai's planet and sparring with Piccolo from time to time, Goku would go from 100,000 to around 2 million. I might change this later on, but for now, I think this is okay. Anyways, when Goku and Piccolo arrive on Earth, they would teleport right in front of the 2 Saiyans. but I think this is a good place to end off for right now. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and tell me what you liked about it. And if this is the first video you've seen by me, go ahead and subscribe as we are very close to 1000. And when we hit that, I have a certain video planned. Anyways, thanks for watching as always, bye for now, cheers.